You talk about experience, you talk about success. Tubby Smith in his second year with Memphis, 22 up, 15 down overall, his 27th season. He's taken 5 teams to the NCAA tournament. He's won a national championship. He's had 9 teams in the Sweet 16, and he's closing in on 600 wins as well. A matchup of minds with 2 very experienced coaches.
Experienced coaches, but their personnel different. One experienced team, Mercer, one looking for the right combinations in Memphis.
The all-time series, Memphis leads 2-0. Both games played in Memphis, but they have not played since the 1990-91 season when Memphis won going away. This promises to be a lot tougher. As I mentioned, the Bears are 5-3. They are coming off a loss at Tennessee, 84-60, but the Tigers, if they don't find offense and find it quickly, they could be in trouble. They only scored 56 points in a loss at UAB on Thursday. That was their first loss to the Blazers in over 10 years.
And Memphis is really struggling getting started in ball games. They've had double-digit deficits in the first half in most of their games this year.
Davenport wins the tip, and Memphis has the basketball as we begin on this late Saturday afternoon. Here's your officials: Bill Jacobson, Brian Shea, and Brent Dugas.
This is going to open up in man-to-man defensively. I expect to see some different looks, some zone as well from the Mercer Bears.
Same starting 5 for Tubby Smith, as has been the case all season long. We thought maybe we'd see a change. Jamario Rivers, the runner, and he gets the rebound. So a fresh 30 for the Tigers, but Rivers is going to take the quick shot, and he's able to knock it down, and that's good for Rivers, who's coming off a donut at UAB. Here's your starting lineup for Mercer. That includes 4 seniors, but again, you have the replacement in Stair, as he's in for another senior in Holland. Stair with the basketball at the top of the key, guarded closely by Kareem Bruton Jr. But Strawberry's the guy that stirs the drink. Jordan, the 6'1 senior guard. Rivers, long 3. Could have easily been a foul on the rebound by Ringer, but no foul called. Here's your Tiger starting 5. Again, same starting 5 all season long for Tubby Smith's team. Parks Jr., Bruton Jr., 2 guys that really got to get going for Memphis, so they could find themselves pretty soon coming off the pine instead of starting. Right on cue, here's Parks Jr. Right into the hands of Bruton Jr. Now Davenport, rather. Good hustle by Memphis early in this game. They've gotten a couple of loose balls.
And Memphis athleticism is a plus. They're using it early in the game, getting multiple looks at it this possession.
Tigers out-rebound opponents by nearly 2 a game. Mercer by over 5. A lot of contact there. They're going to call travel on Bruton Jr. He thought he got bumped. No whistle. And Memphis turns it over to the Bears.
Memphis is going to pick up full court man-to-man. Again, trying to get the intensity going, really trying to get a better start. They've done much better in the second halves, with one exception, the Alabama game this year. The lone exception when the Tigers really struggled in the second half, as opposed to having problems in the first half. But for whatever reason, they've been slow out of the gate, Greg.
Bears from the Southern Conference, 15-17 a year ago, 9-9 in the conference, which was only good for 6th. Coaches believe Mercer's going to win it this year, but a big difference between them and the media. Bruton Jr. the steal, lays it up, lays it in, and Memphis has a 4-0 lead, and a quick timeout called by Bob Hoffman. The media has Mercer picked 6th in the Southern Conference, which is very interesting, whereas the coaches haven't picked to win it.
You find that strange that coaches and media would differ on opinions?
No, but that big of a difference.
Yes, the gap, you're right. Kareem Bruton with the steal coming right at you. Nice conversion off the steal, and quickly Bob Hoffman not happy at all with his defense. Very impressed with their practice yesterday. This is a team, a lot of energy. They rely on communication. As you mentioned, Greg, coaches have them picked to win. They return most of their scoring from last year. One of 2 teams in the nation starting 5 seniors. The other,
ironically, it's Texas Tech, Tubby Smith's former team. They also start 5 seniors.
How about that for an interesting twist?
That is a nice little tidbit. Mentioned Jordan Strawberry, the 6'1 senior guard from Anaheim, California. His father, the great Darryl Strawberry, 4 World Series titles in the house. We'll show him to you a little bit later on, but Darryl is here to watch his son.
Tigers, on the other hand, only returned 22% of their points from last year, so huge difference. Still trying to find the right pieces and put them together early in this season for the Tigers.
No question, John, a youthful team as opposed to a very experienced Mercer team. Mercer still looking to get on the board. Here's Stair.
Three Tigers that time to the defensive glass. That's a good sign. Memphis has had some problems on the defensive boards this year.
Well, 4 boards quickly for Memphis, 2 of them on the offensive glass.
And Mercer stays in man-to-man defense.
Now under 10 on the shot clock. Martin double, gives it to Davenport. Jump stop in the lane, and he doesn't get the roll. And then somebody tipped it in. It may have been Mike Parks Jr. It was.
Good effort for Parks. You mentioned he has struggled offensively, particularly getting started, but the 6'8" junior comes up with a nice offensive tip.
Well, there is no question that Tubby has to be awfully happy with the start of this game. The hustle right now is all going to Memphis. 5 rebounds to 0 for Mercer and 3 on the offensive glass. Wide open 3, and it's drained by Ethan Stair. Missed his first attempt. He nails that one, shooting 57% from beyond the arc. Oh, great feed from Martin to Parks Jr. Count it, and he'll get a 3-point opportunity.
Nice play by Mike Parks Jr. Felt the defense coming in, a little head fake, got 2 guys to leave their feet. He's big enough and strong enough at 6'8". Powers up, gets an and 1 opportunity.
Ryan Johnson will check in for the Mercer Bears. And
from?
Yes, Greensboro, North Carolina. I was going to bring that up from John's old neck of the woods.
Great place to grow up. Had a little visit with him before the game, so I'm a few years older than he.
Just a few.
Which he pointed out correctly.
He is the JUCO transfer from Tallahassee Community College. Last year played in all 32 games for Mercer. Strawberry over the half-court stripe. And Mercer goes to work on offense, down 6.
Strawberry, a former walk-on. He has turned into a very solid performer. Coach Hoffman, very complimentary of him.
Stair gets the roll, and Memphis has to recognize Holland. I don't know if they thought Holland was going to play, but they better look up number 14. Ethan Stair can shoot.
Here's his zone.
Stair missed the entire last season with a sports hernia, but the freshman year he was starting some games and hitting shots, and he's very capable. Here's Bruton Jr. for 3. Strawberry climbing the ladder for the rebound. Stair, no hesitation whatsoever. He has all 5 of the Bears' points. It's 9-5. Jeremiah Martin, kind of a line drive shot there, and give credit to Kevin Davenport running down the loose ball. And the hustle play so far has been all Memphis.
Yeah, man-to-man now again for Mercer. They're mixing it up, trying to keep Memphis off balance, not allow Memphis to get into a flow. Good job by Jeremiah Martin.
A lot of contact. They're going to call a block against Mercer. That'll go against Ryan Johnson. Free throws for Jeremiah Martin when we return. Tigers shooting 40% from the field, and the defense helps here as Kareem Bruton Jr. turns D into instant offense.
Official fitness center of the University of Memphis Pop Squad.
Memphis off to a good start tonight. as they lead Mercer 9-5, 15:05 to play in the first half. We mentioned Jordan Strawberry. There's his father, the very recognizable Darryl Strawberry. What a career, what a life he has lived. I had a chance to sit down with Darryl for a 30-minute interview on my old TV show on Sports Files. He is a delightful human being. 4 World Series titles.
Always remember, he's one of those lefties with those unique swings. And when he connected, he knew he could put some distance on the ball if he connected over there.
Now, Jordan, not his only basketball-playing son, DJ Strawberry, played for my alma mater, for the University of Maryland. So Jeremiah Martin at the free throw line. And clanks the first one. He is 73% on the season. The Tigers shooting 63% as a team. What's the number you want to hit as a free throw shooting team? What do you want to?
Well, I mean, collectively, you want to shoot better than 70%. That's rare in today's collegiate world, but 70% used to be the benchmark.
Pressure by Memphis. Did they call a foul? They did. Almost got a 10-second call. They called that on Jamal Johnson, who just checked into the game. Look at this defense, John.
Tigers with a good trap. Wow. Bailed out with a foul. Johnson was in trouble. You talk about free throw shooting. Memphis collectively shooting 63% as a team, as you mentioned, and Mercer 73%.
Oh, what a block. Jamario Rivers swatted away Dimitri Rivers' attempt at that reverse. He went back door, and he had a step on Rivers, but Rivers comes back with that long length and gets the block. Mentioned Jamal Johnson in the game for Memphis as he replaces Kareem Bruton Jr. He has the basketball. The freshman from Birmingham. Again, a great job rebounding the basketball for Memphis.
Memphis dominating, 9-1 on the boards. That's very impressive.
Johnson.
Good block out that time by Ringer. Memphis continuing to stay in man-to-man defense.
Tigers now 0 of 4 from three-point land. They shoot only 29% on the season. Stair. He's got a smooth stroke. Oh, it's Corey Kilby. My apologies. Kilby just checked in at the break. He drills the three. Here's a guy who's 7 for 18 on the season. That'll put him over 40%.
Yeah, talking to Coach Hoffman, he is a 2,000-point scorer at a high school. And just still looking for confidence at the Division I level. Really hoping he comes on to provide him some spark offensively.
Junior from Oklahoma.
And once again, Mercer back in his zone, giving Memphis a little different look.
Rivers gonna have to put it up. He does at the elbow, in and out. Parks Jr. fights for the loose ball. Now a scrum. And they'll call a jump ball. Possession arrow leans toward Mercer. So Mercer basketball down only a possession. And Kevin Davenport comes out of that scrum limping a little bit as he heads to the bench. Marcus Cohen, number 3, is checked in for Mercer.
Yeah, Coach Hoffman very high on Cohen. Just says he's fearless. He loves that attitude and really expecting some good things out of this freshman out of Tampa.
So Stair, Kilby, Cohen, Brian Johnson, and Ringer on the floor now for the Mercer Bears. Memphis, Victor Eno, another freshman, is checked in. So Jamal Johnson and Victor Eno, 2 freshmen on the floor, along with Rainier Thornton, who makes his first appearance of the afternoon. Jamario Rivers and Jeremiah Martin. That'll go against Memphis.
A little too aggressive by Thornton.
Second team foul gets the Tigers.
Yeah, once Kilby picked up his dribble, Thornton really tried to get into his body, just a little bit too aggressive. But early on, like the body language, like the effort from Memphis, they have come out with no after effects early in this game from the UAB loss, where they really were never in it from the get-go.
Wow, nobody spotted Ringer, who goes baseline underneath the hole, and nobody's near him, and give Cohen a lot of credit as he found him. Game now tied. Tough spacing right there. That bounce pass is very tough to go to the big man, Rainier Thornton, in traffic.
Well, also Mercer in a zone. It's hard to dribble through a zone. Memphis got to recognize what defense Mercer is in. You beat that with a pass primarily against the zone.
Bears with a chance to take the lead. Good ball movement. Loose ball, and Kilby got it. Oh, great feed to Ringer, but good job by Victorino. He came over and he altered that shot, no question about it. And then we got a foul against Desmond Ringer.
So frustrating. Ringer just short-armed the finger roll. As you mentioned, the Tigers altered it, and then so many times one mistake turns into two. You miss the easy shot, and then your frustration, a little too aggressive, you come over the back and pick up the foul.
That's 2 on Ringer as he takes a seat on the bench. Mercer still in that zone. Steph Jelks back in the game. The 6'6" senior averages 8 a game.
Yeah, 1-2-2 or a 3-2 look. But you've got Kilby at 6'7" out on the point, so still got a long defender up top, so you're not getting easy three-point looks.
Martin, good wraparound feed to Thornton. Tigers now 4 of 13 from the field after a quick start to this game, shooting a little bit under 31%. They're 0 for 5 from three-point land. Nearly a walk, nope, didn't get away with it. A traveling call against Marcus Cohen. That's the second turnover for the Bears. The Tigers have committed 3. It's Memphis basketball when we return. 11:35 remaining in the first half. Great backdoor feed to Ringer. Ring it up on the board, we're tied at 10.
Mercer. Yeah, 6 of their 10 points have been from three-point range. Ethan Stair better than 50% from three-point range of the season. And then Corey Kilby coming off the bench. The other three-point made in the first half so far for Mercer.
Bears 2 of 5 from three-point land. They shoot 42% on the season. David Nickelberry in the game for Memphis. So it's Nickelberry, Jamal Johnson, Jeremiah Martin, Mike Parks Jr. back in there, and Rainier Thornton, the 5 on the floor for Tubby Smith's team. Mercer been zoning up the Tigers all game long.
Good deny that time by Stair.
And a turnover, but Jamal Johnson steals it right back. Quick hands from the freshman. Fresh 30 for the Tigers. Martin spins in the lane in traffic. That shot was altered. Good defense there by the Bears. Jeremiah Martin averaging just under 17 a game. Memphis with 4 turnovers thus far. And that's a turnover by Steph Jelks as he shuffled his feet. So Mercer gives it right back to Memphis.
Yeah, both teams struggling right now to find some kind of rhythm offensively. Memphis got off to a pretty good start, but they have not scored in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's 4:22 to be exact for the Tigers. They're 0 their last 6 shots. Meanwhile, Mercer has gone over 220 so far in their scoring drought. Tubby Smith looking for some ignition here. Somebody needs to turn on this offense.
Just got to get more movement offensively. Very easy to defend when you're stationary. Not a lot of movement for the Tigers on the offensive end. That's easy to defend. And once the shot clock gets inside 10, advantage to the defense.
Wow, what a great feed from Nickelberry, but Parks Jr. unable to knock it down. Mike got himself in a good position. Good sign, though, Mike has been more aggressive so far in this game. He has 5. Stair travels. Good defense by Malik Rhodes, who just checked in for Memphis. Got in his grill.
And Coach Hoffman really telling Stair, shoot the ball. He had a good look and just one extra effort. Again, very impressed with Coach Hoffman. His practice, very spirited, a lot of communication, a lot of energy yesterday. This is going to be a team that's going to be reckoned with in their conference. They got to play a lot of these non-conference road games for economic reasons. But they are a talented, as we've mentioned, an experienced team heading back to the Southern Conference season.
Dimitri Rivers checks back in for Mercer, replacing Corey Kilby. Johnson. That time he's able to knock it down. He missed one earlier from that same spot. So Jamal Johnson, 1 for 2 from 3. Memphis continues that long three-point streak we'll talk about in a second, and they've regained the lead 13-10.
Tubby Smith would like to be able to rely on his freshman from Birmingham, Alabama to come off the bench and provide some offensive spark.
There is Steph Jelks. He can knock him down. He's 9 of 16 from beyond the arc. You have to recognize the shooters, and Jelks is able to drill one, the 3rd for the Bears, and we're tied again at 13.
Again, Mercer starting to settle into that zone.
Memphis has now hit a three, at least one, in 558 straight games. Not that time for Johnson. Mercer is still not led in this game. Now they do.
You are prophetic.
Jelks wide open.
I did not say pathetic. I said prophetic.
You better not.
Now Memphis, again, very stationary offensively. This is easy to defend. Ball movement so much more important. They got to get into a rhythm. Look how easy this is to defend.
Back-to-back threes for Jelks. They're now 4 of 7.
You want to
a 3-point lead.
You want to start getting into angles. Give guys different reasons to look at, options to pass it to. Everything's perimeter-oriented, long shot, one and done right now. The zone is causing Memphis problems.
Well, 8 3-point attempts for the Tigers, and they've only made one. Again, they only shoot 29%. That's not their DNA. You're right, John. They got to get inside somehow, some way with dribble drive penetration or high lows. Do something.
You're always looking for angle passes, which means you got to move a little bit into gaps. Ball moving sometimes. Strong pass that time. Davenport, much needed inside presence. Knows what to do with it once he gets it down low.
That's just great athleticism from the 6'8" junior college transfer. One of 9 residents of Georgia playing in this game. 5 for Mercer. Of course, they're from Macon, Georgia, and 4 for Memphis. Strawberry. Good tip. Rivers, the guy who kept that one alive, gets it back. Baseline drive. No, another tip. No. Boy, that was a golden opportunity for Bob Hoffman's team, and it goes awry. Memphis can reclaim the lead with a bucket. Rhodes. Ooh, that went down and popped back out. Bob Hoffman asks his point guard, Jordan Strawberry, to slow things down. Under 7 now to go in the first half. Alongside John Albright, I'm Greg Gaston. So glad you can spend some of your Saturday afternoon with us here from FedEx Forum.
Already been an exciting day in the American Athletic Conference.
It really has. David Nickelberry with that foul. When we come back, we'll talk about the thriller in Orlando where the Tigers came up just a little short. But Memphis trailing by a point.
That pop, 6'6" senior, good range, shooting better than 50% for three-point. He is starting to light it up, and really the story here in the last couple of minutes, Greg, has been rebounding. Memphis was dominating in that area, and Mercer, to their credit, has all of a sudden taken control. 12 of the last 13 rebound opportunities Mercer's come up with. That's a big reason why they go from a deficit to leading this game by 1.
That's a great point, John. Also, the Tigers just can't find the bottom of the hole. They're 2 of their last 12 from the field.
We referenced the good day in the American Athletic Conference. What a championship football game. Double overtime. Central Florida holding off Memphis in a thriller.
Unfortunately for the Tigers, they come up a little short, but that was a great game. A double overtime finish in the American Championship game with UCF winning 62-55. As Strawberry, right on cue, he had the 3-point package coming out of the break. He hits another, so they're 5 of 9. But congratulations to Mike Norvell and that football team. What a great year it was. They still have a game to play, and the word is right now that they could be staying home and playing in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game. We'll find out for sure on Sunday.
A lot of Tiger fans would like that, a chance to stay home and pack the Liberty Bowl one last time.
Kareem Bruton Jr. with the frustration foul right there. That is the 4th against Memphis. First against Kareem. He just hasn't been able to get it going for Tubby Smith's team. As Tubby Smith talks to Kareem. One guy expected to be really good, and he may still be. They looked at Kevin Davenport and Kareem Bruton as the 2 guys, along with Jeremiah Martin and Jamario Rivers, to lead this team.
Well, again, with so many new faces, you knew it was going to be a challenge trying to put the pieces correctly together.
Stare off the window over 2 defenders. Calm, cool, and collected. Ethan Stair, 7. Again, he's starting for the injured Rion Holland, who averages 20 a game. The best player on this Mercer squad. Even without Holland, they're up 6. Bruton needs it. Davenport. What effort here by Memphis, though. Bruton gets another rebound. Johnson. Wow, they keep it alive again. They just can't find the basket. Davenport. Unbelievable. 5 opportunities.
Wow, Memphis shooting less than 30% from the field and had some good looks. Just cannot find a bucket here. The last 10 minutes, really, this first half, really have struggled offensively, any kind of rhythm.
In the traffic, Stowe came out with it. Jalen Stowe checking in. Bob Hoffman calls him the hardest working player on the team. 5 on the shot clock. Strawberry had it blocked by Johnson. Great defense by the freshman. Rivers had a bucket early, but he's been quiet since. Catching Rivers came up empty at UAB. Bruton Jr. front iron. Memphis is now under 25% from the field. The shooting woes continue.
Well, when the offense is not going well, you must play good defense to keep you in a basketball game.
Instead, Bruton Jr. whistled for his second foul. And you just see the frustration with the body language for Kareem Bruton Jr.
And here's the dribble. Jalen Stowe picks up the foul.
He bumped him.
It's not for effort. He's trying. Just sometimes you try too hard. You press. Kareem Bruton may be guilty of just pressing too much.
Rainier Thornton checking back in for Memphis. And inbounds, but Mercer gets it. And they get 3 out of it. How about that?
Jelks is on fire. That's his 3rd 3.
56% on the season coming in. Jelks is 3 of 3 from beyond the arc and 3 of 4 overall.
Yeah, coming in, he's averaging just over 8 points a game.
Look at those numbers. The Tigers 2 of 17 from the field after a 4 for 8 start.
Now, when you're struggling, you really start looking for high percentage shots. You try to find a way to get free throws. Ball movement's so important.
Oh, they're going to call a block.
Wow.
There's no way that Bob Hoffman's going to be happy with that, but it does go against the Mercer Bears. In any case, Memphis stone cold. They have not scored in over 4 minutes, and they trail the visiting Bears 24-15 run over the last 3 minutes, and they have grabbed a 9-point lead. After trailing this one throughout the first 6-7 minutes of the game, Memphis got out of the gates very quickly, but they have gone stone cold.
Yeah, Tigers just offensively just cannot seem to get any kind of rhythm. Try to get to high percentage looks, get to the free throw line if you can.
Rivers rebound, put back. And they get the steal. The effort's been there. There's no question. Rivers doing a good job as well as others tipping the ball and keeping it alive to get second and third opportunities. They're just not cashing in.
Yeah, one thing Mercer's been able to do, they've had a 6'5", 6'6" guy at the top of this zone most of the game.
Davenport had a chance inside, then the frustration foul. That is 6 now against Memphis, so the next one puts Mercer in the bonus.
Yeah, again, Memphis this time getting in close. Unfortunately for Memphis, good effort there for Stowe in traffic. Again, his coach really high on Jalen Stowe. Likes his energy. Rainier Thornton checking out.
And Nickelberry checking in.
Yeah, Memphis looking for some spark. They're looking for some energy, looking for something to get some kind of rhythm, some kind of consistency. Tigers not blocking out.
And a putback and one. Kilby, right place, right time after Stowe had missed the jam on the putback. So really 3 opportunities there for Mercer.
Well, Mercer gets it to the rim. A couple of Tigers going after it, unable to get in position. Corey Kilby comes in for the backside, and one. Good effort on the part of the Mercer Bears. They are taking it to Memphis right now.
How about this on the rebound? Nobody blocked out, and a point-blank shot missed by Jelks.
Yet another double-digit deficit for Memphis in the first half. Finally, Jeremiah Martin with the answer. Got to the rim, Greg.
That was the
first
made shot by Memphis, John, in 5 minutes and 21 seconds. 9-point lead for Mercer.
Was his free throw? I think he's made one free throw other than that basket. That's his first basket of the first half,
That's
correct?
exactly right.
Wow.
Inside, and that's point blank for Stowe. He missed the follow jam, and he missed pretty much a layup right there. Nickelberry for three.
Nice.
Tigers needed that in the worst way.
Nice job by Jeremiah. He got the defense to commit to him, then he kicks it up. Nickelberry was ready. He was ready. He was squared up, caught it. Nice shot.
Interesting, David Nickelberry shoots with his left hand, but at the free throw line, he shoots with his right hand. 26-20. Bears by 6. Little slip, but that's going to be a travel. Little slickness on the floor right there, and Jelks travels. That's the 8th turnover now for Mercer. Memphis has protected the basketball pretty well. Just 4 turnovers for the Tigers. The problem is they're shooting 8 of 30.
Good look at Tubby Smith. He has been willing to look at some different combinations, primarily a man-to-man defensive-oriented coach most of his career. He's gone to a lot of zone this year, again, trying to find something that's effective.
Mercer lost on the road at Tennessee Wednesday, 84-60. Nice pass from Martin to Parks, who almost shuffled his feet. And Mike Parks Jr. with a career-high 7. That's a 4-point game.
That headband, is that a new look for him?
It is.
That's what I thought.
Mercer will play 2 more games this year against Tennessee foes, Chattanooga and Eastern Tennessee State. Gilby from the wing. Wow. How about that? Ethan Stair climbing those stairs to get that rebound over the back of Jamal Johnson, and he did so without fouling. And then Jeremiah Martin's pass just too much for Parks Jr. to handle, and the Tigers turn it over for a 5th time. Well, we talked about the loss of Rion Holland, who has not played in the last 2 games for Mercer. 20 points per game and shoots 57% from 3. But all Ethan Stair has done is knock home 9 points here in the first half on 4 of 6 shooting.
We said he was capable at the top of the show.
Legal screen against Mercer. That'll be the 5th foul against the Bears, but it will give Memphis the basketball. About a 3-second differential between the shot and game clock. Bob Hoffman obviously not happy with that look. And the Tigers will take a 30-second timeout to set up what will hopefully be for them a good solid offensive possession here. Try to get the last points before the half if possible.
Tigers find themselves down by 6. A strange half for both these clubs. Both of them have had droughts of late. Bob Hoffman's Bears have found a better way to score, but they're scoring. They're well below what they average. They average just under 80 points on the year, so they're well below that pace in the first half.
You may have noticed at the outset of our broadcast tonight, John and I are wearing V-Week pins, lapels on our jackets, and at halftime we're going to talk about the V Foundation. It's 2017 V-Week. Don't give up, don't ever give up. $200 million has been awarded in research grants because of this effort of Jim Valvano and all the great people associated with it. So we'll talk more about that at halftime. We'll look back, obviously, at the first half with analysis, highlights, and statistics.
We had an occasion in 1983, Memphis State at the time, to play in Raleigh against North Carolina State. That was the year they won it all.
Wow.
Derek Wittenberg was hurt, so there's a little bit of an asterisk. But
Sidney Lowe played, right?
He did. Thurl Bailey as well. Very talented NC State team that year. Obviously, Team of Destiny went on to win the national championship.
All right, here we go with the Tigers. 15 on the shot clock. Again, about a 3-second differential between shot and game clock. Johnson from the wing for 3. Rebound by Kilby. 8 seconds, plenty of time for Mercer to get a good shot off. 3-point attempt. Bounces in. Pretty much at the buzzer. How about that? As Johnson, that's Ryan Johnson, gets his first points of the game, and Mercer goes to the locker room with a 9-point lead.
That's why you'd want to take a shot with only a chance for an offensive rebound and not a chance for the team to turn it the other direction. Mercer, to their credit, took advantage of it. They hit the big three at the end of the regulation here in the first half.
Bears 7 of 13 from beyond the arc. They lead the hometown Tigers by 9. Nightfall just about upon us here in Memphis. Beautiful shot of the Hernando de Soto Bridge, which connects Arkansas and Tennessee. Right now, the Tigers trailing the Bears of Mercer 31-22. Again, Mercer